Hey, what's up guys? Sean on the Apollo Scooters team here. Well, we asked you what kind of content and videos you want to see from us. And one of the requests we got is if you can change the handlebars on the Apollo Ghost.
What's up, guys? So, when the Apollo team was asked by electric scooter guides Chuck Temple what their least favorite part about their Apollo Ghost scooter was, they all seemed to agree it was the folding handlebars. Chris said the curvature, it was too straight for him. Elwha said he needs a more rugged handlebar when he's going at 34 miles per hour or more. And I'll insert that clip.
Least favorite things?
For me, it's probably, I'm someone who really like rigid handlebar. At those speed, it's like, I think it's a must. So I'll say for me, it's probably the folding handlebar.
Okay.
Yeah, same for me. I think
Really?
the Pro's got a nice grip, so you can hold on with the high speeds. I think the foldable handlebar is fantastic when you're bringing your apartment and you're folding it up and it fits nicely in the car. But when you're going 34 miles per hour or whatever speed you guys get it, like it's a bit too straight for me. But I mean, everyone has that.
The curvature. You're kind of talking about the way that it doesn't curve back too much.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I gotta respect a company who can admit their flaws in their product, and I also wholeheartedly agree with them that the weak point of this scooter is these folding handlebars. So if you don't need to fold your scooter to put it in the trunk of your sedan on a regular basis or squeeze it into a tight storage space, little closet, if you don't need to fold your scooter that often and you would prefer control over portability, I would highly suggest upgrading to some solid handlebars. So the stem clamp it comes with is for 25.4 millimeter bars, which these are. So you can get a set of 25.4 millimeter mountain bike handlebars, and they will fit this included stock clamp. And if not, you can upgrade to a 31.8 millimeter stem clamp and then install 31.8 millimeter handlebars like I've done myself. So you can see how straight the curvature of the stock bars are in comparison to the handlebars I installed. And as far as width, they're about an entire grip length wider. So these are 700 millimeter bars with a 30 millimeter rise and a 9-degree sweep back. So the Ghost has a very tall stem. It has the second tallest deck to handlebar height of any scooter tested by ESG. So you don't want to get handlebars with an extremely large rise. I went with 30 millimeters. It works out pretty well. And because these are 31.8 millimeter, I had to install this Wake hollow 31.8 millimeter stem clamp. Angled them slightly forward away from me with the sweep back, keeping the grips in my direction. Now, on a scooter with a short stem, you want a large rise. This is a 90 millimeter rise, and the bars are 720 millimeters. But each component is plug and play, so I can disconnect every individual component and slide them onto the handlebars. The Ghost components are also all hardwired with the exception of the throttle, which is plug and play, so you can disconnect that, take it off, and then slide it onto the handlebar and re-zip tie it like I did. But the rest, it has to be stretched, and you can only go as wide as those cables will allow, and I found 700 millimeters to be that limit. Now the stock bars were closer to shoulder width. Now at shoulder width, it doesn't take much to turn your wheel. If you hit a bump, it could take the slightest rotation, which could fuck you up. Now the wider you go, the more stability you have, the more control you have, the easier it is to hold the wheel in one spot. So you want to be a little wider than shoulder width. gives a lot of added comfortability and control, as I mentioned, and just feels great. Handlebars are pretty much my favorite upgrade to do on a scooter. I find it makes the most difference of anything that you can just easily swap out. I have a Wolf Warrior X on the way, and the handlebars I believe are 640 millimeters, so you know when that comes I'm going to have to swap those out for at least some 700s. I think 700s is a good middle ground. I don't have great suspension on my G2, so the 720s, they give me that added control so that if I hit a bump, my wheel is not going to turn and I'm not going to land with my wheel sideways and crash. I'm going to be able to.
And that's it, guys. Hopefully you find these handlebars a little bit more comfortable.
Shout out to the team at Apollo for sending me this fresh tee in a double XL. I feel like I'm back in 2007. And also they sent me this rugged clamp back in November that I haven't got around to installing. I don't find the stem wobble to be too noticeable on the Ghost, honestly, but I am going to get that installed this week along with my hybrid tires. And I'll leave a link in this description for the video Apollo did on upgrading the Ghost handlebars to solid bars, and end with some clips of me unboxing my handlebars and maybe a bit of installation. So here I've got some 700 millimeter bars with a 50 millimeter rise and a 9-degree sweep back, and I'm going to be swapping out these collapsible folding handlebars that came stock. So you will lose the compact factor by installing solid handlebars. I would rather control over compact, so I wanted to get these wider 700 millimeter bars on here, and the stock bars are 25.4 millimeter, so this stock clamp here is for 25.4 millimeter bars. So I had to get a new stem clamp to fit the 31.8 millimeter bars, and I got this red Wake hollowed out stem clamp. Going to be going with a red, black, and white aesthetic on the Ghost. I picked up these white grips. Oh, let's open up a new stem clamp here. And these new handlebars out of the packaging. Come on. There we have it. Grips are locked in, nice and tight. Everything is set up. So, for a finishing touch, got a zip tie here, and I'll zip tie these cables back together.